guys, and thanks so much for tuning in to a special Hall of Fame edition of Double T Insider. I'm Taylor Peters alongside Robert Giovanetti, and every year a selected group of exceptional former student athletes are chosen to be inducted into the Texas Tech Hall of Fame.
It's a great group. It's a very prestigious honor. It's voted on by other letter winners who get together a couple times a year, first to nominate the class, and then all the letter winners get to vote on who they want to see in the Hall of Fame, and we have a great class this year.
And these are athletes who have been graduated for at least 10 years,
have
right?
have to be away from Texas Tech for 10 years, and that includes sometimes a coach or somebody who's on staff here. You have to not be employed at the time by Texas Tech as well.
And Texas Tech always has a banquet that's kind of a neat opportunity for the families and former teammates of theirs, former coaches, to kind of come together and celebrate their incredible careers.
Great night, one of the best nights we have in the Texas Tech Athletic Department. And I want to welcome you to our 2019 Hall of Fame induction class and ceremony. So thank you all for being here. Again, congratulations to the entire class. We'd like to invite all of the inductees to come over here and meet with Rodney, and we're going to finish up with the Matador song. Thanks for coming. Wreck 'em.
A really nice, special, well-done event for those former student athletes. And sometimes it can be a little bit emotional to look back and see some of your former teammates and coaches there.
It's really fun to see some of these people see each other first time in years, and they see each other that night. It really is emotional.
Student athletes representing Texas Tech football, Red Raider basketball, track and field, and the first ever inductee from Red Raider soccer. We'll get to them next on Double T Insider.
He's a West Texas native who donned the scarlet and black on the football field in the late 1950s. The two-year letter winner earned a bachelor's degree in education before graduating from medical school. As an orthopedic surgeon, he served the Amarillo community for nearly 3 decades, never forgetting his ties to Texas Tech. He's been a member of the Board of Regents and the Chancellor's Council. But Dr. Bob Stafford's proudest achievement is family. These are the real people of Texas Tech.
Welcome back into this special Hall of Fame edition of Double T Insider. We're going to kick things off here by talking about 2 really great Red Raider football players, and the first one is likely one that people will remember in Dwayne Slay.
Only played basically 1 year. He was here 2. His junior year, he didn't contribute a lot. Played a lot. His senior year, made an impact. He's a guy that maybe did the impossible. He made an opposing team quarterback who was just an average quarterback, Allen Everidge, a household name at Texas Tech because of the hit he put on Allen. He was just a big hitter, just a great player.
Just incredible plays that stand out from his amazing career here at Texas Tech. Here's Dwayne Slay.
You don't get just a ton of great guys that are great players every day to coach. And Dwayne was both. Dwayne would do exactly what you tell him, and then try to do it as well as he could possibly do it.
Everybody's doing the same thing all the time, but if you want to be great, you got to do what most people are not doing. Slay come in there and bring his experience and his leadership into that room, only just lift us all up.
Slay was the leader of that. You know, he came to defense and just kind of switched it up immediately. You know, his presence, he could hit guys, he had the defense moving, he just played with an urgency. It was crazy.
He played football like you're supposed to play defensive football. You needed to really be able to hit somebody.
Yeah, I think this is probably the historic one that everybody remembers, K-State. I've never heard a stadium get quiet and then kind of just have that ooh.
So A&M, it was that game, he probably had like 3-4 forced turnovers. He was over there just throwing his body around recklessly and just knocking dudes out.
How Slay does it, I don't know, but what I think is that he never stops his feet. He sees a target and he runs through it.
Dwayne just wanted to say congratulations on this great honor, and I think you deserve every bit of it and more.
Congratulations. This is a huge accomplishment, well-deserved.
Congrats. Super proud of you, man. This is a huge accomplishment, man, and we're so proud of you, man. Texas Tech, guns up all day.
We've appreciated the time you've been here and all the things you've done for Tech, and best of luck and congratulations.
And now Mike Sears, who graduated in 1976, one of the best offensive linemen in program history.
And he's got such a great story that when you look at Texas Tech through the years, there's about 4 teams that people look at being maybe the best 4 teams ever. And he played on 2 of them, the 73 team and the 76 team. He played with our Rodney Allison on that 76 team. It's hard sometimes to judge offensive linemen. They don't have the stats that you can look at a quarterback or a skill position player. But Mike was a big part of those 2 teams that really relied a lot on the running game, and then and both had tremendous success.
Certainly made his presence known on both of those great teams, but in the 4 years that he played for Texas Tech.
Mike Sears was an excellent football player. He had a great attitude. He had great work ethic.
His attention to detail. He really paid attention to what was going on, and then he worked hard to achieve whatever you wanted him to do.
Mike was not the biggest guy on the field, but Mike was smart. He was quick. He was strong. He was a fierce competitor. And most importantly, he knew how to hold and not get caught.
He was one of those kind of kids you coached and you told him one time to do something, and he remembered it. He never forgot it.
Following wins over Rice in Arizona, a record crowd of 54,187 piled into Jones Stadium to watch the nationally ranked Raiders tangle with the Texas Longhorns. Tech had proved beyond a shadow of a doubt that 1976 was going to be a very special season.
It was a privilege to play next to Mike Sears for 2 years. And Mike seemed to always have his best games against the best teams we played against.
Mike, I just want to say congratulations. I know you deserve it. I know you worked hard to be there. And I'm glad that they recognized the ability that you have and what you did accomplish while you were at Tech.
Hey, Mike, I'm proud of you. You definitely deserve it. I was privileged to get to play next to you for 2 years.
One last thing, as you always know, I love you, guy.
The Double T Insider Hall of Fame special continues next. Welcome back into this special Hall of Fame edition of Double T Insider. Jarius Jackson, point guard, graduated in 2007, played for head coach Bob Knight. He is still considered one of the very best that ever played here.
Yeah, people that saw Jay play here, he could score from anywhere on the court. And an interesting story is that Coach Beard's the one that found him when he was recruiting somebody else, and he found Jay Jackson. Coach Knight said, hey, we're not recruiting any more guards. Then he got a look at Jay and said, yeah, I think we can find room for him. Rest is history. He became a Hall of Famer.
Well deserving for Jarius Jackson, who is still second all-time in scoring for Red Raider basketball.
I think he was a fearless leader. You know, obviously being the point guard of our team, there's a lot of qualities that come in to making a very special point guard, and Jay was one of those. Knowing your teammates' strengths and weaknesses and knowing where to put the ball in the court, and Jay had a knack for that.
My whole career, after playing 13 years pro, playing 4 years in college, he's my all-time favorite guard that I ever played with. He came in as a freshman with a winner's mentality and just really took off and never looked back.
Jay Jackson's team was playing Dunbar, coached by the legendary Hall of Fame, possibly best coach in the history of Texas high school basketball, Coach Hughes. And Coach was quoted in the paper that day saying nobody will score 40 against us at Dunbar. So it's kind of a build-up that day. I remember I'd recruited all day long watching games, but I was really excited about seeing that late game, watching Jay again play against Dunbar. Long story short, Jay scored 45 points in that game. Next day in the paper, Coach Hughes said, well, I said he wasn't going to score 40. I never said anything about 45. Got back to Lubbock, told Coach and Pat what I saw, And then a couple weeks later, we had Jay Jackson and his family on his official visit.
It was just amazing to be able to play with him because he brought it every day, was stone-faced, he never got shook, and you could always count on him in big moments. And he was just a great guy in the locker room and just an incredible individual. So I love playing with Jay, one of my all-time favorite guards, and yeah, I wouldn't trade him for the world.
Jay, I'm so happy for you. It was an incredible journey playing with you for 4 years.
Hey, Jay Jack, man, really proud of you, man. You worked so hard, man. It was a pleasure and a privilege to be able to play with you all these years. Really proud of you. You're an incredible father. You've done a lot, man, and you had a heck of a career.
Congratulations on this great honor. I knew you were special from the first day I saw you play. I think what's so impressive is you did it within the team system, too. I know Coach Knight loved you as a player. Pat, what you did for this program continues today.
Congratulations being in the Hall of Fame.
Double T Insider's Hall of Fame special continues next. Welcome back into a special Hall of Fame edition of Double T Insider. This next inductee is one that Coach Kitley would say is maybe one of the most versatile athletes that he's ever worked with, and that's Sean Harris.
Yeah, Sean was a great athlete here, and he's got a great story. He's from Abilene, and you know, Coach Kitley was such an icon in Abilene for all the national championships he won there, and he talked about Coach Kitley coming to recruit him and showing him a vision, and he became one of Coach Kitley's, a member of one of Coach Kitley's first Big 12 champion teams.
And he did a lot to help build the culture of this Texas Tech track and field program.
I knew what I was getting. I knew he was a really tough kid. He was just unbelievably versatile. I mean, that's what I'm saying. He could go to the conference meet and run the 110 hurdles. He could run the 400 hurdles. And he could run on your mile relay. And with 12 scholarships, he was unbelievably important to our team. So I knew him. I knew his family. I just knew I really wanted him to be a Red Raider. I can remember getting in the home to recruit him. Of course, I knew them very well. And I knew that when I recruited him, I was going to be recruiting the parents also.
When Coach Kitley came to my house, it was like, we got to go there. He's been watching us for years. We have to. And we forgo all those other visits to those schools because we wanted to come here.
Just to watch him go to every race and win a lot of races, it was just amazing to be a part of it. I can't even explain how cool it was to watch him.
Sean was just such a complete runner in all aspects and even a better person because he was such a team leader. I never remember Sean coming to a practice that he wasn't positive and he wasn't smiling and having a great time and lifting up everybody that day no matter what circumstances there were. So I appreciate him so much, just being such a positive influence on our team. And he led us for many years, and I'm so proud of him.
Such a good dad. He's such a good husband. He's such a good athlete. He's a good leader. So I think for him to get recognized for everything that he's done and is doing will be huge. I think he deserves it.
Congratulations, Daddy. I love you. Guns up.
And our next inductee is maybe the most decorated student athlete ever in Texas Tech history, and that's Sally Kipiego.
More championships than you can swing a stick at. You know, she ran at South Plains before coming here, and what a just a tremendous athlete, but an even better person. Sally is such a great representative for Texas Tech. But you couldn't have a better career than she did here at Texas Tech.
And the fact that she was only here for 2 years, like you mentioned, too, just further exemplifies who she was as a Red Raider.
From the athletic side of things, academic side of things, to just the type of quality of person she was, outstanding on all levels. She was a joy to be around every day. Obviously a joy to coach because she won a lot, but obviously fun to watch academically because she achieved some things in the nursing program that hadn't been done.
Well, Sally came to Texas Tech, and her history is rewriting every history book we have. People don't realize about Sally is she is the greatest of all time in NCAA history. Her legacy is just, she was just so outstanding in everything from the mile up, and especially no one could touch her in the 5,000 and 10,000, and just dominated that era that she was in NCAA and in NCAA history.
Sally, thank you so much for what you did for Texas Tech, what you did for myself in the coaching world, for the example you were, for other female student athletes, for the humble, kind person that you are, for the wonderful family that you have, for helping keep Kevin in track. You guys make a perfect couple, It was an honor. It's an honor knowing you, and congratulations for being inducted into the Texas Tech Hall of Fame here.
Sally, I just want to let you know how proud Red Raider Nation is of you, and especially me as your head coach, what you have meant to our program. And since you were here, what this program has been able to accomplish because of what you did while you were here. I tell everyone always that you're the greatest of all time. 9 NCAA championships in 2.5 years, unprecedented. And I want you to know we love you and will always honor you here in our history.
And Sally would go on to almost have an unbelievable career as a professional too, representing her country, Nigeria, in the Olympics.
And she's still running. She's still competing professionally. She's just continuing to wants to win, wants to compete on a national and international level.
And it means a lot too that she came all the way from there to be part of that Hall of Fame induction ceremony too.
Yeah, she's training and living in Oregon now, and she came back here, and it's just she is a delightful person.
Congratulations to Sally. Our final Hall of Fame inductee is coming up next on the special Hall of Fame edition of Double T Insider. Welcome back into this edition of Double T Insider, featuring all of our Hall of Fame inductees this year, the first ever for Texas Tech soccer, and that's Chrissie France.
Yeah, I got a chance to meet her family the night before the ceremony, and I told her children, we're going to have a lot of soccer players in the Hall of Fame in the next few years. As Tom Stone's group starts getting to that point, there's only one first, and Chrissie France, and her name's still near the top in a lot of career records. Just a great player in the early stages of the Tech soccer program.
And Tom Stone didn't get a chance to coach her, but he did talk about just what it means to be able to have this first ever player inducted into the Texas Tech Hall of Fame.
She scored so many goals for us by finding the open space, taking players one-on-one, and really being able to hit that upper 90 shot in the corner that no goalkeeper was going to save.
Christie was a phenomenal player on and off the field. I mean, she had grit, determination, drive. If you look at all the pictures back in the books, you could just see it on her face. She was determined to beat any defender to get to the net, and she delivered, like, all the time.
You know, this is so deserving of Christie. I am so honored to have coached Christie, and for her to be the first soccer player inducted in the Texas Tech Athletic Hall of Fame. I'm proud.
I'm so excited for her. I mean, I've been texting with her back and forth, and I don't even have words. Like, she is not only a phenomenal soccer player, but a phenomenal person, a phenomenal mom.
Christie really helped our program when she signed in 1994. That was our first season in the Big 12, and we needed a game changer. We needed a goal scorer, and Christie was the answer to our prayers.
Christie, I'm so incredibly proud of you. I mean, nobody deserves this more than you. You worked so incredibly hard for this. I mean, almost 20 years later, you're being recognized. That's what a footprint you left on this university. And I'm so incredibly proud of you, and guns up. High five, friend.
Christie, it's only fitting that you're the first soccer player to be inducted in the Texas Tech Athletic Hall of Fame. This honor is rightfully yours. Congratulations.
Congratulations to the 2019-2020 Hall of Fame class.
A great group of athletes and better people.
Coming up this week in Texas Tech athletics, Lady Raider basketball hosting UTSA Sunday at noon, followed by men's basketball hosting CSU Bakersfield at 3 o'clock. That's all of our time for now. Thanks so much for being with us on this special Hall of Fame edition of Double T Insider. For Robert Giovanetti, I'm Taylor Peters. We'll see you next week. And if you missed any part of today's show, head on over to texastech.com or download the Texas Tech TV app on Apple TV and Roku.